So a lot of people have problems with managing their email. It's a typical problem. Most people have that. And so yesterday was my birthday, so I didn't do much with my email management. And today I get into the Gmail and I see I have, how many I have? I have 268 new messages. Unbelievable. So basically, obviously getting this kind of number on practically daily basis is a major time drain. So I'm going to go through the process and show how I deal with it to really quickly get done with this and move on with life. So right now it's, and my clock is 8:03 a.m. Let's see how long it takes me to get this done. The first thing I do is I usually click on the select all, and I quickly scroll down and basically browse through the headings and the senders. Try to see if there are any emails that I actually care about. As you can see, most of them I don't. The ones I do, I uncheck because I know most of the ones that are there I'm not going to be reading through. So basically I'm just letting go through. And so you kind of scroll through it and see what's going on, and to see if there is anything from anybody. So the futures I'll probably check out later. Anything from anybody that I actually care about. And so this is you can go through this as quickly or as slowly as you want. But so I think I'm done except for this make use of. Okay, so now I got all the emails I want to see at some point in time. Okay, so what I do now is I just simply click on delete and they're gone. Then I do it again on the next page and I do exactly the same thing. Okay, I select what I want to keep and I deselect what I want to delete basically. So TLDRAI, I'm going to go ahead and look at that. Anything AI related I usually always read, so I can be of help to other people when it comes to AI. And basically the idea is you're trying to look for emails from people that you know you need to respond to, or something that has some interest for you personally. Okay, so we go through here and I might check out what this word means since I'm still learning English after 40 plus years. And then we hit delete again, and now we're at the same point we were before right here. And so at this point you just continue to go through the process, and so again these two, this one. So now you're getting into some areas where some of the ones I left to say that I want to look at them later, they're popping up here again because obviously I haven't deleted them, and now you're getting all these emails that you're trying to uncheck that you've unchecked before. So the moral there is, once you get to a few of these things, then the next thing you want to do is you want to actually put them away to where they need to go. I'll just go through here real quick. Leave this one unchecked. This one, Android, and obviously a lot of junk. Like you guys get a lot of junk, I get a lot of junk. It's everybody has the same situation, same problem. And you can certainly unsubscribe from some of these things you subscribe to, but at the same time, it's a lot of these people say they will do something and they never do it. It's one of those situations. So you can always set up a filter and automatically delete certain things. And I recommend to do it if you have some people who just refuse to unsubscribe you, so it doesn't keep bothering you. But at least on a daily basis, that's the process I go through. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these emails that I already unchecked before. I'm going to check them again here, and you can see there's quite a few of them so far. And I'm just going to say that I'm going to deal with them by clicking snooze. Let's see, it's 8:07, so let's do this at 10 a.m. That's good. So I'm going to push it a couple of hours so they don't show up on the list here, so I don't have to check and uncheck them all the time. So now we do another full check. To select everything, I want to read this. I want to, let's look at this. And then we get this and this. And so again, you're just going through your emails, looking at things that are either urgent, important, or something you want to deal with at some point in time. It doesn't have to be immediate, at some point in time. Okay, so we got this and this. And so you can see that it's one of these situations where it does take a little bit of time. Not a tremendous amount of time, it does take a little bit of time. And eventually you'll get through it. And when you get through it, you will see basically an inbox zero situation. So let's go ahead and, yeah, this is good. Let's delete that. And let's take some of these at the top and get them dropped into, and another way, by the way, how you can do this, let's do that too. If I click on the first email, then I can find the last email that I want to keep, that I want to do something with, which would be this one, I guess. I can just shift click, and now I got all these emails before selected. Don't worry about the highlighting here, it's just the way it does it. You can easily click and unclick and it'll go away. But these are the emails I want to put for later, and I can just select snooze and then select last, which is basically 10 a.m. because that's when I want to deal with all these other emails. I'm not going to do it now to waste your time, read them and do something with them, but the idea being you want to snooze different emails potentially, or groups of emails, into some other category that you're going to deal with later at some point. In my case, I don't have anything that I need to deal with immediately, because if I did, I would. But if it's anything that you want to deal with at some point in time, just put it out for a couple of hours and then deal with those later. But the idea here is you're basically eliminating everything that that you want to deal with at some point in time, but you're immediately eliminating and pushing it kind of to later, is basically what you're doing. And that's what I'm doing. Okay, and you can see, I mean, it really gets, you know, if you especially leave it for a few days, I mean, it really gets to be fairly full. So that's why you want to do this kind of stuff, I would say, on a maybe daily basis. But if you get a lot of emails like I do, I would even recommend switching it to a couple of times a day. So you do it in the morning, and you do it in the possibly at lunch if it needs to be more, and then you do it in the evening as well. And then you're not going to have to do this for as long a time as I'm doing right now. Even though I'm going through it relatively quickly, you can still see that we're going to get through it fairly quickly here. So let's take this through. Let's see through here, and then let's snooze that till last, and then let's click on all, and so I'm going to kind of speed up the process here too, because you get the idea by now. So I'm going to speed it up to actually finish it up in the video, and but I will show you the actual time. Okay, so now after going through the list here, we're done. It's 8:13 time-wise. So basically for 260 emails, to process those and get them in a state where, excuse me, I only have emails that I actually care about, it only took 10 minutes. So if you do this thing as a 10-minute ritual in the morning, and like I said, today I had more because I had 2 days worth of stuff. It would have taken less time if I did a normal schedule every day. Then you can definitely have, maybe take 5, maybe 10 max minutes every day, in the morning, potentially in the afternoon and the evening, depending how many you get. Usually just 2 times a day should be enough for most people. I get a lot of emails. If you do it this way, then you can keep your mailbox clean. You can still take care of everything you need to take care of. And so the idea again is you basically delete everything you don't need. That's as you're going through all these things. And then you're leaving everything you need to deal with at some point in time. And then you go through all those emails. You can even set it up to be 15 minutes after you do the initial deal, so you can deal with them right at the same practically time. You don't need to leave it for hours later. Whatever your schedule allows, basically. And then you go through all those are the ones you actually need to deal with and you want to do something with. And either you're going to snooze them till later because you don't really need to do anything with them, but you want to check them out. Like a lot of emails I get, for example, related to AI, I do a lot of research on the weekend because I have more time. So I just snooze them till the weekend. So on the weekend, I get this big list of emails throughout the week that I need to deal with, that's basically the situation with those. Then you have the other group of emails that need to be dealt with immediately. So in that case, I actually deal with them immediately. You reply, you write whatever you need to write, documents, everything, whatever you need to do. So you basically get done with them. And then between the stuff you push at the end and the stuff you need to do immediately, the only other stuff left is also snoozing, but how far into the future. Some things you might want to deal with in 2 hours, other things you might want to deal with tomorrow, other things you might want to deal with next week. So you just basically select those emails, and based on whatever your preferences are, you simply snooze them to go at that point. And so the main thing that you want to do in addition to this process is what you don't want to do is you don't want to leave them, oh, I'm just going to snooze it till later. And then, look at this, I have 0 in my email box. Well, if you look at my screen, you can see that I already have 2 additional emails that just came in during this time that I spoke, basically after doing the last one. So it's an ongoing situation. So what you want to do, and those, of course, when you snooze them, they're going to come back. It's not like they're gone. They're just gone for now, but they're going to come back whenever you snooze them until. So the idea is that whenever you get the emails that you snoozed before and they come back, make sure at that point that you actually deal with them accordingly. If you want to keep pushing some emails forward, obviously you can, but you're not getting anything done in terms of those emails. So, one of those, don't be nice, be honest situations where you want to kind of be a little bit harsher on yourself. And yes, I need to get these done. I need to go through this entire list. And yes, these are the emails that definitely need to be snoozed. So you snooze them. But if it's something that you can deal with and you should deal with, then deal with it. And so in that way, if you use this as a process on a daily basis, on a continuous basis, you will see that it doesn't matter how many emails you get, it's a very quick, relatively speaking, process of managing your emails, and then you don't wind up in email hell, as a lot of other people do. And another thing, final thing I'm going to mention is that, as you can see, all my emails that show up here are all unread. And that's intentional on my part, because what I want to make sure is if I read some email, like for example, here's an email, from yesterday, okay? I immediately then make it to be read, and I intentionally make it myself. As I set up the settings so I can make the emails read or unread on my own, okay? I control that part. I don't want Gmail to automatically make them unread. So this way I only show, as you can see, unread emails is the way I set up my inbox, and you can do the same thing in settings. When you go to settings, down here you can say your inbox type is unread first. So I'd highly recommend doing that. And so that way it'll show up just like I have here. You have unread, and then you have everything else down below, which of course is all read. Okay, I can still see them, I can still search for them, I can still get to them, not a problem. But what I see in front of my face is just unread emails. Now, I know that these emails I need to take care of somehow. I either need to snooze them for later handling, or I deal with them immediately, and that's it. So these are the ones that I haven't dealt with, in other words. So I can easily at any point in time also quickly just go through them. If you want to do just these few emails when you have a second, and you just want to you always like when you have nothing in your inbox, then obviously you can do that. But the point being is you do not mix stuff that you read with unread, because it becomes a mess. You have no idea why something is read, why something is unread. You're not sure you dealt with it. So I definitely don't recommend having Gmail automatically mark emails as unread after a certain amount of time, because they have options to make it read when you click on it. They also have it after a few seconds. They have different settings you can set up. I recommend just manual. If I read this email and I'm done with it, then I can just click on unread, mark it as read, and that's it. And then as it does its refresh, it's gonna go ahead, and if I click refresh, it's gone. so I don't have to worry about it anymore. But I control the red and red part, okay? Meaning you're gonna control yours. So those are my main Gmail process management tips and processes. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. And if you have some other ways how you manage email, I'd love to hear it. If you have something more efficient than what I showed here, always open to listening to what other people are doing. If it's better than mine, I'll switch mine in a heartbeat. But if you don't, then I definitely recommend this approach. Has worked well for me, and I definitely recommend it for everybody else to use to manage their email. With that said, Halloween approaching. Have happy holidays, and until next time,